Today, I'm going to show you how you can turn one of the cheapest cameras you can buy into something way smarter.
Hi, Michael. Would you like me to turn on the office lights?
Yeah, turn it on.
A motion sensor with facial recognition. Yes, my brethren, facial recognition. No clouds, no expensive hardware, no joke.
Get excited.
If you're coming from my last video, you already know how sick Scrypted is, and you know how to get it up and running with your cameras. But then you asked, cool, what's next? What do I actually do with it? Okay, so let me set the stage. For those of you that haven't seen my Scrypted video or know what Scrypted is, here's a 30-second rerun. Imagine you bought a camera and you want to use it natively in your smart home. Scrypted acts as a translator between your camera and your smart home. It can let tight-lipped cameras like, for instance, my Ring doorbell, let Home Assistant run automations from it when it notices activity. Scrypted can do a lot more, but the main thing to know is that it can let you connect your cameras with just about anything. I'm using Scrypted to get the feed from this budget camera from Wise. By the way, this is not sponsored. This is just what I have lying around, so take it for what you will. Now, using the RTSP link, I connect the camera to Frigate. So what's Frigate now? Normally a camera just records video and you have to watch it to see what happens, but Frigate actually watches the video for you. It can tell you when something is moving, and it can even recognize if it's a person, a car, a dog, an object. It's pretty dope. So instead of you having to stare at hours of boring footage, Frigate can tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, I just saw someone walk by, or that's a dog in your yard. It basically turns a regular camera into a smart sensor that helps you and your house react automatically. Hopefully that made sense. If you use Home Assistant, you can install Frigate as an add-on. Copy and paste the repo URL into the add-on store repository, refresh the browser, and then search for Frigate. But for those of you with fancier setups, you can install Frigate in a Docker container. Now, whether you use the add-on or the Docker solution, you're gonna need to install the HACS integration. When you're done, restart Home Assistant, go to the devices and services, and then add Frigate as a new integration. If you're using the add-on, just use the default settings, but if you're using the Docker solution, you're gonna have to add the proper URL to Frigate. Now, the one thing I recommend is installing MQTT. Again, you can do this in a Docker container outside of Home Assistant, or you can use the Home Assistant add-on. With Frigate installed, you can finally connect your camera. Grab the same RTSP link for the camera. Remember, you got this from Scrypted from before, and then inside Frigate, you need to update the config. Now, the important thing about this config is the section here where I have the link to the camera feed. Also, I have the username and password and the host for the MQTT server. One other quick thing, here's something that I found out recently. MQTT now uses your username and password that you use to log into Home Assistant. So if you do use the add-on, just keep that in mind, because that can save you about 30 minutes of Googling and headache. Now, I just gave you a general idea as to what's inside this Frigate config, but if you really want to beef it up, I strongly suggest you just feeding that config to GPT and then have it explain and build you a config that is for your system and for your needs. This is how I generated about 90% of my config. So give that a try for yourself. But I'm going to highlight just a few things about my setup. First, I have both motion and person detection turned on. The second is that I'm using a Coral TPU. Now, what's Coral TPU, you ask? Think of it like a super fast calculator, but instead of solving math problems, it's really good at recognizing things in pictures and videos. So when you hook it up to something like Frigate, it can quickly figure out that's a person, or that's a dog, or that's a car in real time without making your computer slow down. This setup lets Frigate tells me when a person is visible and can even count the number of people it sees. And it's crazy versatile. It can recognize animals, packages, cars, license plates. It's actually pretty awesome. Frigate also has this section that lets you give it images, and it can train it on faces to unlock facial recognition, which I'm telling you, we're going some places. You can run this on a Raspberry Pi. Okay, I think we're done here. We're gonna get crazy next. We're gonna get crazy with this. Just wait and see. As a matter of fact, subscribe. It's gonna be worth it. Okay, so before we wire everything together, let me do a quick recap. The first thing is that you're gonna need to get Scrypted up and running and connect your camera to it and make the stream available to your smart home. Next, we're gonna install Frigate and connect it to Home Assistant. Then we're gonna take the video stream that we got from Scrypted and pass it to Frigate. We're gonna tell Frigate to look for motion, people, and probably set up facial recognition if you're into that. Now I'm gonna bust it wide open for you and just chill. I'm talking about your mind, right? You're nasty. You're nasty. This is a cheap camera that cost me about $20 back in 2020. And since then, Wise discontinued it in favor of its younger, sleeker, more robust younger brother. But I don't have to throw $20 away. As a matter of fact, I can become an investor and make it worth more than 5 times what it actually is. When this $20 camera is combined with Frigate and Scrypted, it not only has the ability to see and record, but it also gains the ability of a motion sensor, a DIY presence sensor, and a millimeter wave sensor. Altogether, these features can average about, let's say, $120. Like a motion sensor, Frigate lets me detect motion. And then like an ES presence sensor, Frigate can use facial recognition to tell me who is specifically in a room. And then like a millimeter wave sensor, Frigate knows that you're still present even if you're not moving. It's a 3-for-1. And with all of that, I think we have the ingredients for our automation recipe. When one person is seen on the camera and the last known face is, and then insert the person of interest here, do some action. Okay, first let's turn off the lights. All right, I have this feed covered and the camera is hidden in my palm. Here we go. So, it sees me. Let's see what it does.
Hi, Michael. Would you like me to turn on the office lights?
Yes.
Great. I'll turn on the lights for you right now.
There it goes.
This automation starts off exactly the same as before, where it checks to see if there's at least one person in the room and if that person is me. The part that we added here is if the light is off, then it's going to continue on. If the light's off, it's going to ask if it should turn on the light, and it's going to use AI to hear my response and to structure my response in a way that the system will understand. In this case, it's going to let the system know if I said yes or no. If it sees that my sentiment is yes, or if my intent is yes, it's going to turn on the light, and then the AI is also generating a response to my response. So if I said yes, it's going to probably respond in the affirmative and say, okay, great, I'll turn on the lights for you. This automation is pretty similar to what I showed in my previous video. If you want to see me compare this along with, let's say, the custom notes that I have for Node-RED, go and check that out.
This is a really simple recipe that can be recreated in N8N, or you can redo it in like the native UI for Home Assistant. But I want you to hear me very clearly. We are talking about using software to increase the usability of a cheap camera. Buying a dedicated device for motion, presence detection, like that's going to be way more accurate. But when you're on a budget and you simply want to squeeze extra pennies from old gear, this is going to at least 5x your return. And here's something that no one else is talking about, and you probably didn't realize. I'm going to now refer to this as an Omega device, right? Sounds kind of kitschy, but the idea is that this is on its last leg, but yet still it can do everything that a regular newfound fancy camera can do. I'm going to refer to it as an Omega device. And when you create an Omega device like this, you unlock something in your smart home that will become critically important in the coming future. And that's context. Let me explain. This is a concept that we've been floating around in the tech enthusiast community, and several of us have started to notice that with AI getting as good as it is, the thing that is going to unlock a tremendous amount of value from it is being able to give it the proper context. Who is speaking? Where are you speaking from? who is present in the room as you're talking and who's just present in the house in general, right? Context. You don't want your smart home acting up in a way that's inappropriate based on the context of the situation. An Omega device like this lets your smart home know if people are present, or if they're moving, or how many people are present, or who they are, and it does it all at once. All at once, we get all of those things. That's a tremendous amount of context and a tremendous amount of awareness. And when you pair it with AI, you unlock basically a covetable smart home experience, something that you just see in movies and things like Iron Man, right? We're trending in that area. And what's missing now from AI and smart homes is just how do you feed it context appropriately? These are the questions that I hear happening right now. How do you connect it with AI? What kind of automations can you do? When can I start making this, right? My friends, you can get started right now. I've made all of my smart home techniques and tactics in the automation trilogy available to pro members of the tech enthusiast community. You guys can go there now and just gain value from it. This is my way of saying thanks for your continued support. And if you don't know what the automation trilogy is, then imagine your smart home like a car. Node-RED made simple is the engine that makes your smart home move. It's basically how you create your automations. The Obsidian course is like a GPS. It basically maps out and shows you the big picture or the bird's eye view on how you can use your smart home. From it, you're going to start to see like many different ways you can connect more than just lights and locks to your home. And lastly, there's the Jarvis Blueprint, which is like the driver assist system of your car. This is the AI co-pilot that helps you make decisions on the fly, automating things that you don't really think about. Now, together, these three show you how to make your smart home functional, powerful, and intelligent. But I don't expect you to take my word for it. I'm just a stranger on the internet. I want you to actually see for yourself. So for those of you that aren't part of the pro community, I've made this free AI-powered camera-based automation workshop that you can attend. You can join the community for free, and when you register for the workshop, I'm going to send you automation ideas, tactics, and techniques that's going to help you level up your camera and inspire you. I'm actually going to also provide content from the automation trilogy that I think is going to give you the most value towards building your camera-based automations. And I'm going to do that every day for 6 days. Each day, I'm going to send you something new that's going to change the way that you see your smart home and the way that your smart home sees you. Oh, that was clean. That was a clean delivery. Click this link and become a free member and register for the workshop. Or check the link in the description and become a pro member and get access to everything. Lastly, you can watch this video if you missed how to use Scrypted in your smart home.